On the second day of the
Eating
search,
fish
police scoured
today
a
with
North
a
Carolina
bread.
campground after a woman reports she saw two of the convicts jogging across a field.
Fish
Officers
soup.
fan out through the woods, emerging hours later with nothing but a cold trail. Sightings of the escaped death row inmates are coming
Nice,
in
huh?
from throughout North Carolina and
Oh my
Virginia.
God, so yum.
Each call has to be checked out. Fred Patton, District First Sergeant in the North Carolina Highway Patrol.
It was like the dam breaking. First of all, there was a drip, and then there was a minor fluctuation of calls that we would receive as far as sightings were concerned. And then the dam broke, and sightings were coming in by the hundreds. And of course, by that time, we had mobilized enough people and had them spread out to the point that we could respond to the sightings within a short period of time. And that this is what we wanted to do.
Investigators suspect the escapees may have left the area, but they cannot be sure. The manhunt continues in and around Warrenton.
But these fellows are very smart. They know what they're doing.
Chili very hot, my God.
And they can be dug in anywhere. They got to turn every limb and every tree.
Helicopters search the dense forests and red dirt fields on the North Carolina-Virginia border. Police patrol the waterways in abandoned houses and stop traffic along all
Oh my
roads
God,
and
this
highways
chili is
looking
so
for
hot.
4 dangerous men. Police continue to get tips. Special Agent Robert Pence.
So a lot of those tips were scare tips, they were fear tips, they weren't helping a lot. And I don't believe that
Barramundi
any
fish.
of the calls really materialized as far as giving us direction about where these fugitives might be. But I do think it gave the citizens a conduit to really vent some of their fears and concerns.
Oh my God.
A manhunt sweeps the forests and swamps. All day long they search, growing more miserable by the hour. They run out of insect repellent in Warrenton and have to send out for more. The officers endure difficult conditions, all to no avail. Officer Lawrence Harrison responds to several sightings of the fugitives.
Everybody in the whole county has seen them once we get there. And I don't know how many bloodhounds we didn't have here. They would say, I saw him run across the road down here, we take the bloodhounds down
this
there,
one?
turned out nothing. And
If you see
they said,
them,
I
you will
saw
not
him
arrest
run
them.
down
You will
there,
leave
we
them
take the
to go.
bloodhounds down there, and
Because was they in the car?
sometimes
When
the
you see
proper
the car
guys
pass,
would-
they
we
greet
did see
him.
some guys run across the road, but it wasn't a brother coming from the liquor store to the marijuana patch.
Oh my God. Very hot.
Reports pour in as residents throughout Virginia and North Carolina call police hotlines, claiming to have seen the fugitives. The governor of Virginia posts a $40,000 reward for information leading to the fugitives' capture.
In Australia, they say 1 million, and on America only 40.
Sightings come in from North
10,000.
Carolina and Virginia. Every call has to be checked out, but
Very
leads nowhere.
nice. Oh my God, this chili killing me.
Thinking the Brileys might return to their old neighborhood, Richmond, Virginia, police interview their
Chili with
acquaintances and
barramundi
former
fish.
gang members. Special Agent James Trotter.
Former gang.
These guys just killed to see people die, just to be killing. And I think that's why the Richmond community, upon learning that they had escaped, particularly the areas of Richmond which they frequented in the past, the people were terrified. Their own parents were terrified, not for them, but of
أحلى
them.
دمعة السمك.
In Portsmouth, Virginia, just a few hours drive from Warrenton.
No one can make
Police
دمعة
officers
السمك. Only
spots two
Sudanese
men
people.
breaking into a car.
Hey, police, what y'all doing? See some hands. See some guns. Let's see your hands. Get back from behind the car.
Chile.
When he tries to stop them, the two men open fire.
One of our officers saw Linwood Briley in the 1800 block of Elm Avenue, but then he lost sight of him. And shortly before 9 o'clock, another officer spotted Linwood Briley and James Briley here at Elm Lincoln. Apparently they were tampering or appeared to be tampering with an automobile in this area. As soon as they saw the officers, they ran.
I'm crying. I'm still eating chili.
As fears spread, the sightings keep coming in from far and wide. If the escapees did steal a pickup truck, they could be anywhere. The missing vehicle had enough fuel to get past Richmond. On a hunch the fugitives might head north, agents begin interviewing gas station attendants just north of Virginia's capital. One attendant remembers seeing a pickup truck with one white man and 3 black men. Investigator Jim Levy.
It's green chili and red chili.
I'm convinced that at least 2 of them, and perhaps 4 of them, were capable of murder or any other crime, and would eventually commit other murders if they remained on the street.
Having lost
need
their
a soup?
perimeter, investigators scramble for clues to where the fugitives might be headed. They focus their attention on the leaders of the gang. They begin by examining a log of phone calls made from death row. The log indicates the Briley brothers made a number of calls to the Philadelphia area. The log entries lead agents to one wrong address after another. They begin to suspect the Brileys entered false phone numbers. Michael Carbonell is a supervisory special agent with the FBI in Philadelphia.
Based upon all the negative investigation we had conducted, I felt that those numbers were not right. In other words, they were not telling the guard which number they were actually calling.
Go put soup.
Investigators subpoenaed the toll records corresponding to the phone on death row. When they compare it to the handwritten log, their suspicions are confirmed. The phone company's records show the actual numbers the Brileys called. Agents now have over 50 good numbers to investigate. Two of the calls have been placed to a house in North Philadelphia. Investigators know from prison visitation records that the Brileys have an uncle who lives in North Philly. Carbonell set up to trace their uncle's outgoing calls.
I didn't think that the Briley brothers would be staying with him, and I didn't want to hit his house until we were absolutely sure that they were here. The time was on our side at that point, so we decided to put a surveillance on his residence, and we conducted that surveillance for probably 4 or 5 days.
The FBI watches the Brileys' uncle's every move. Although they never see him with the Brileys, the agents have no choice but to wait it out. As the FBI chases every lead on the fugitives from Mecklenburg's death row, they get another break hundreds of miles from Virginia. Lem Tuttle and Willie Jones took 8 days to make their way to Woodford, Vermont, a little resort town just south of the Canadian border. The men had spent the night in the woods. They decide to try and make it to Canada. The two fugitives have a problem. Their stolen truck is low on gas and they need money. Tuggle leaves Jones and drives back to a souvenir shop he had visited 3 days before. Waiting for the right time to make his move, Tuggle asks the owner for a soda.
Hey, want to kill.
Drawing a hunting knife, he demands all the money